welcome to Wrestling Superfans. I am here with DZZ Flowwood, and SBX as always. We want to start by saying that 3 representatives of the Wrestling Superfans have won the first ever YWC Awards. We have Zach, the winner of the Never Give Up Award. We have Tristan, the Underdog Award, and we have me as the biggest impact made in less than a year. So congratulate us for that, and it was a pretty big success. I'm not gonna lie. YWC Awards was a pretty big success. I hope next year's we have more nominations, right, Zach?
Yep.
Anyways, I do want to apologize to you guys because I'm really just I have a cold, so I can barely breathe. But anyways, how was your guys' week?
Been all right.
Flo was having an amazing week. He was crying tears of joy because he found out that next year he will be going to Japan. So that's pretty exciting.
Yep.
And then SVX, your Comic-Con is coming very soon, right?
Yeah.
It's just right around the corner.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Our friend says that we're actually going, but still gotta find
that's exciting. You should record a vlog, record a vlog, an HD camera and everything, and show everything that happens there.
That's actually my original plan.
Yeah. But anyways, pretty interesting Raw we had. Let's begin with it. What's the first thing that happened, Zach?
Alright, first thing was Daniel Bryan came opening the show, celebrating his title win. Triple H comes down, they review the whole match finish with the whole fast 3 count. And of course, Randy Orton storms the ring and Triple H strips Daniel Bryan of the WWE Championship.
The last time we ever seen a WWE Superstar get stripped was when Batista had his arm broken, I believe, right?
Broken tricep.
2009.
Yeah. No, that's when that's the last time we had the WWE Championship stripped. So we'll begin with SBX. What did you think of this segment of Daniel Bryan and the fast count of it?
It's crazy. Daniel Bryan's actually proven a point to everybody that he is no one to be reckoned with.
Yeah, but what did you think of that fast count?
Like I said, it's crazy.
I think the referee has something to do in it.
Thanks.
All right. What about you, Zach? What do you think of this whole segment?
Oh man, strong way to open the show. It was weird seeing the fast count at the end of the Night of Champions. The only part that bugged me was they kept replaying the footage over and over and over throughout Raw, especially at the beginning and during the main event later on, just saying, this is what happened, this was the original referee's count, and then the fast count just throughout the show.
Yeah. Now, we all did notice that in Night Champions, the referee did do a fast count. Now, the question comes to mind, was that planned?
I think so.
I think Triple H, I think this is my theory, and you guys can agree with me if you want. I think what Triple H did was, before he went out of the match, he said to the referee, in case Randy Orton is going to lose the WWE Champion, do a fast count so, Daniel Bryan can be stripped. Because I think Triple H was also afraid that, Randy Orton would lose. So that's why he did that, in my opinion. Now, Flo, what did you think of this whole segment and the fast count?
Well, I really think that it kind of made sense, and agreed that they kept showing the replays over and over again throughout most of the night. And I think I kind of agree with what you said there, Pablo, that Triple H probably had set up Scott Armstrong with the fast count and everything.
Yeah. Sorry, Flo, you just called him Star Armstrongs.
Scott Armstrong.
Oh, man. Blooper once again. Yeah, I think that Botchmania, Podmania, But anyways, I think this does make sense because Triple H was kind of afraid that if Daniel Bryan were to win, because we all know that Daniel Bryan is a better wrestler than Randy Orton. That's my opinion, but I think it's personally true. So what I did, I think that Triple H just set up Scott Armstrong, because he's basically the bully right now. He's the next Vince McMahon, and he's always doing all these things like it's best for business. It's kind of annoying. Now, what's the next thing that happens, Zach? Are you there, Zach?
Yeah, my audio is just messing up again due to connection stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways.
Okay, next up, in a one-on-one match, Dolph Ziggler gets a big win over Dean Ambrose to potentially get a U.S. title shot.
Now, Zach, what did you think of this match?
Oh, man. Really good match, and I'm glad Dolph Ziggler finally got a victory. It's sad that he had to get it over a mid-card champion, but hey, it's a victory nonetheless, despite him being in the doghouse.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're using Dolph Ziggler for something. I'm just like, I have to tell you the truth. Dean Ambrose sort of just pisses me off for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, that's good because he's doing his job good as a heel, but he just pisses me off. I don't know why. But anyways, as far as the match, I thought it was all right. It was pretty good. But I think what I did like is that they're using Dolph Ziggler for something. I'm still pissed off that they're using him not go for the World Heavyweight Championship or any title for that matter. I can just imagine how Dolph Ziggler feels. But Flo, what did you think of the match?
Oh, to be honest with you, I didn't really pay too much attention to the match because I was in the bathroom cutting my hair and cutting my goatee.
So I thought you would say that you were in the bathroom jacking off.
No, I was in the bathroom cutting my hair and...
Anyways, SVX, what do you think of the match?
I didn't get a chance to see that match.
Hentai porn.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the chance to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really a big match, it's just... It wasn't really a big match. Flo, I agree with Flo, it didn't really matter. It's just a normal match. Anyways, next, Zach.
Alright, in a bull crap match, Fandango gets a victory over R-Truth.
Jobber versus Jobber. Let's begin with the SVX.
Well, I like Fandango's wrestling moves. But I can't take his gimmick too seriously. But,
I take his gimmick seriously.
I can't take it seriously. And, I knew he was going to win, basically, because since R-Truth is now being a jobber, they making him feel like and be a jobber now all of a sudden. So it was a whatever match, like always.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Flo?
I didn't really see this match at all. I went to the store for my mother.
I see. Now, Zach, what are your opinions on this match?
Total horseshit. I mean, good lord. The crowds, you could tell the crowd's not interested in almost any match Fandango does. They're more interested in doing random chants and also staring at Summer Rae's ass. And frankly, I don't blame them.
This R-Truth versus Fandango and just the whole Fandango gimmick and how the fact that R-Truth is just pointless and stupid now. it's really irritating because first of all, Fandango is a pretty good wrestler. I just hate the stupid gimmick he does. I didn't like it at all. Well, anyways, what's the next thing that happened?
Okay, next up, Dusty Rhodes came to the ring, started rambling about Cody and Goldust. Stephanie comes out with her business proposal, saying she can either give a job to Cody Rhodes or Goldust before Big Show, the Shield comes down, and we get a big WMD to Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, this was a pretty good segment. However, I think it was pretty bad acting, especially by not Big Show, by Dusty Rhodes, because I mean it was the way he sold that that punch. It was a little weird. What about you, Zach? What do you think?
Well, the segment's kind of weird because obviously Stephanie's showing her new gimmick of being a manipulative bitch. But like when she handed him a gift card to Best Bath and Beyond, I was thinking, oh, that's the only store people are giving gift cards to. But then Dusty telling her to go to hell was awesome. Then the attack, it was like, oh boy, because we see Big Show crying again, the big WMD, and Dusty. I didn't actually have a problem with Dusty selling it. He sold it like he died or something because he was barely even moving. Face didn't change. It was like,
yeah, I think it was good.
But the Big Show crying thing, it's just getting ridiculous. When he's a heel, no emotion, face.
Yeah, it's pointless. The way they use him for that. But Big Show can cry real good. He sells that cry really good. He can cry whenever he feels like. Now, Flo, what are your opinions on this?
So far as the segment goes, well, pretty alright, but I have to agree on Zach as Big Show crying. I can't really see of me taking that dude serious of him just crying like that if he's a face, but he's a heel. He doesn't give a fuck. He can just dismantle anybody he wants.
And we've seen him turn heel, turn face, turn heel, turn face for like every year.
1,000 times.
And you know what? 1,000 times. And the way they're using him, I have to say it's good and bad. Because I really hate how they're making him look like the crybaby, but I really like how he's really selling him. Like, that he's forced to. He's making the corporation look like a complete BS, piece of crap. And I think it's really cool how he's doing that. Now, SBX, what do you think of this segment?
Yeah, I totally agree on everybody on their point. It's like, I feel like Cody Rhodes needs to come back and get his job back, even though it's a segment. But we already know what's going to happen. But, based on Big Show, let's get to that. Like, I feel like if he was not crying as much, he would have been an alright face. But, he's a good heel as well. So I think, Big Show is really a good heel than he is as a face, because the whole crying, we can't take that seriously. Yeah, he's very good at being that dramatical, but they making him look like a big ass baby with a fucking tampon.
Giant crybaby.
Yeah. I think that. Yeah. And then it's like, it's hilarious because he's a huge giant guy, and they're making him get butthurt, and emotional like a girl for the most dumbest things ever. But when he's a heel, he doesn't care. He'll knock you out. He'll be disrespectful. He doesn't care. No emotion at all. But when he's a face, he cries. Anyways, I thought it was a pretty good segment. I really did like the segment. What happened next, Zach?
Alright, in a 6 Divas tag team match, Brie Bella and the Funkadactyls get a tag team victory over Layla, Alicia Fox, and Oksana. AJ's on commentary with Natalya, and Natalya is experiencing headset issues.
Let's start with Flo. What did you think of this?
I don't really have anything too much to say about the matches so far as Natalia and AJ being on commentary of Natalia having headset problems or something like that until a little while later her headset has started working and everything, but I don't really find them making any sense of what they are talking about or anything, but so far as the match goes, that's what I can say.
Yeah, I agree. I was kind of bullcrap the match. I really didn't care about this. Just checking out AJ as always. What about you, Zach?
Didn't give a shit about the match. Some of the commentary was good just to keep building up the whole AJ Natalia feud that started due to the whole finish from the Night of Champions match.
Yeah. What about you, Flo? I mean, Corey.
Well, they should just make it a match between AJ versus Natalia for the Divas Championship for the next pay-per-view event. This is what that should be, because they're both good at submission. It should be a submission match between Natalia and AJ Lee, because I think the Black Widow is a great submission move on AJ Lee, as much as I like Natalia's shooting short press that Bret Hart did. And she did two of them on Brie Bella and what's her name, Naomi. And it was impressive, but she did it before. But I forgot. I think she did it with Eve Torres and somebody else. I wasn't sure. I think it was Kelly, if I'm wrong, or Maurice. But either way, Natalia is good at doing submission holds, especially for WWE Diva. So that should be a very good type of match if the two actually win for the title in a submission match, unless of course WWE have anything else in mind, because we already did the match at Night of Champions, and of course AJ Lee won. But besides Naomi and whatever, they should have another number one contenders match next week, or maybe on SmackDown. But really, I think for this segment, for right now, it should be Natalia and AJ Lee. That's what I really want to say.
What I gotta say about this is, I agree about Natalia going for the WWE Divas Championship, but have you guys noticed that every locker room is forgetting about the other divas and just focusing on the total divas?
Right, it's all about exposure. They want it, but it's like, regardless, like what AJ Lee said, it's more likely to be just one of those preppy, pretty girls besides just ones who are in the ring. Like the toughest we know is Natalia, because she came from the Hart family, so she knows what she's doing. She knows how to wrestle. She's the only strongest person in the match. Don't get me wrong, Naomi, she can fight. I like her style, but she has
a good fighting skill.
Eye candy to me because of her ass. Her ass is ridiculously fat, and and I think Arian or Cameron, she's a pretty girl, but I don't really take her seriously on her wrestling skills. And as far as Brie and Nikki, the Bella twins go, of course we know them since 4 or 5 years ago. But I can't really take them seriously too much. But other than that, the other divas, Layla is the oldest, of course, but she's slacking. Like, she's there and then she's not there at the same time. But the strongest, I would say, is AJ Lee and Natalia.
The thing is, though, I really do agree with you. Natalia is the toughest, but Beth Phoenix is also the toughest. Right, but she left.
Think about it. She's not there no more. If she was still there, I would reconsider Beth Phoenix. Or if Karma came back, I would reconsider saying that. Karma is the shit, but she haven't really been there for a while, so I can't say about Karma. But I would say
Karma's
just for
never
right
coming
now.
back. I don't think she's ever coming back. What I was saying was, I really want to see Eva Marie get on the match.
Right. She's
And
not, but she's too busy just standing there.
I mean, I genuinely think she could be a good wrestler. She obviously is she has a big future ahead of her. I don't know about JoJo. I just think she's too young. She's not grown up, and she just doesn't get really a lot of fans excited like Eva Marie does. Obviously, Eva Marie, the reason why she has a lot of people beside her and on her back is because one, she's a tall woman. She's a tall person, and she has very nice legs, a very nice body. The red hair gets everyone's attention. She has a great smile, like literally the best smile I've seen. The thing is, though, about what I was saying is, I really hope that Eva Marie gets in the match, and I really hope she wears a new attire. I don't like the attire she wears. It's not revealing. I'm trying to sound like a douchebag, but I think she needs a new attire. Anyways, what happened next, Zach?
All right, in kind of a short match, Rob Van Dam gets a victory over Damien Sandow.
Okay, well, to begin with this, I just gotta say that why does Damien Sandow's briefcase look like a chocolate bar?
Right.
I don't
So
know. As far as the match, it was alright, I guess. What about you, Zach? What do you think of it?
I can describe it with one simple sound effect. It'll play.
I agree with you. It wasn't too cool, in my opinion. It wasn't really good, And why do they still have Ricardo Rodriguez there? Please get him out of there.
The whole thing was crap. And why do they even have the briefcase on Damien if they're not building him up just yet to potentially cash in?
I don't know. I really don't know. He's been fighting the weirdest people. He doesn't look like he's Mr. Money in the Bank. But just, and he needs a new gimmick. Well, not a really new gimmick, but just like a meaner gimmick. What about you, Corey? What do you think of this match?
It's whatever I gotta say. But I want to say that you're right about what you said about Damien Sandow. It's like his briefcase looks fucking weird, and it's in wrongs. That's weird. And two, he needs a better. I think he needs to change out of that hooked on phonics, thesaurus looking ass shit. Trying to be all vocabulary and all smart and articulate and shit like that. I get tired of that shit. I think if he changed out of that, he'll be so much better. He needs something that is more he doesn't have to be a smart ass no more. But I don't know. Maybe he could be a heel or he could be a face, but he needs to be more aggressive than just be being smart ass and be aggressive in the end and just that. But I'm glad that he took off the grandma pink panties and looked a little bit more of a wrestler. But other than that, just have to wait until anything that's new. But I want to know how he's gonna cash in that Money in the Bank because we already know that he has only 1 year left to keep that briefcase. So is he gonna go for the World Championship or the WWE Championship or a little lower like that?
Because I don't want to see him be like Dolph Ziggler, where we had to wait almost over a year, right?
Almost.
Right.
It just took forever and ever.
Right.
It was really annoying, and I don't want that to happen. The same thing with Damien Sandow. I really hope they cash in really quick. What about you, Flo? What do you think?
I have to agree with SBX on this one because that using that hooked on phonics or him just being basically advanced top 10 teacher, that's not really getting them anywhere because we all know that action speaks louder than words. But When I remember him back in the day when he was Idol Stevens, he was a little more aggressive. Even when he had his matches on OVW, he was more aggressive, a little more aggressive than than his just current persona right now. But I can't really take him serious of him being Mr. Money in the Bank in the future world heavyweight champion. That's what I have to say.
I agree. And I really hate also, I just wanted to add this, how Alberto Rio still is champion. The guy doesn't feel like a champion. He doesn't look like a champion. He barely talks on the mic. You can't tell being a champion. I mean, what do you guys think?
He's not even acting like a champion as far as that goes.
It's really stupid how their WWE has made him go back with the title and completely just because of Dolph Ziggler's injury. I mean, they should at least have Damian Sandow turn face and cash it in Alberto Rio. But then again, I also think that Damian Sandow is a really good heel. I like him as a heel. You know, just the way that Alberto Rio is still champion, it's getting really annoying. And I also think it's very disrespectful of WWE to make the World Heavyweight Champion, who many legends have held it, and they just make it look like a complete joke because Alberto Rio doesn't even look like a champion. Right, Flo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, what happens next, Zach?
All right, next up, Randy Orton versus The Miz ends up going to a double countout because before the match we saw The Miz getting his shoulder injured due to a pre-match attack by Randy Orton. And of course, after the double countout ruling, Randy Orton destroys The Miz in front of his parents and manages to knee drop on a chair to the back of Miz's head.
Yeah, and his own hometown.
Yep.
Total disrespect.
What do you think about it, Corey?
Damn, Randy Orton really fucked it up for him. And if y'all looked at the memes, it's like the Miz's father looks so pissed off, like he want to take vengeance of that shit. Like, no, you don't hurt my son like that. And Randy's like, I don't give a fuck. It was funny though in a way, but I understand about. But other than that, like we said before, the Miz is being a fucking chump, man.
Yeah, he's pointless.
Right. Like, okay, the dance off, okay, that was funny. The whole rivalry against Fandango, that was cool. But then again, it's like, we kind of miss the conceited Miz. We kind of miss the chick magnet days Miz. We miss the Miz where he always constantly say really to all the face.
Yeah. The face heel is really cheesy and babyface and stupid.
Right. But, I mean, he can still have that same aspect, but, the same way he does as a heel, he can do it as a face. How Chris Jericho was. He needs to be kind of like Chris Jericho when he was a heel and he was a face. He still have that same characteristic. If he did that, then he'd probably be like the next Chris Jericho. Well, I won't say the next Chris Jericho, but just the whole rock and roll bad boy persona type, when he's instigating and being judgmental to people, even if he was face and heel. I think that would be a better side of the Miz than that is for his original face that he is right now, and then as his heel as well.
Right. I mean, Zach, what do you think of the match?
Yeah, the only good thing out of it was it showed that psycho side of Randy Orton again, where he had no morality, no remorse or anything. He was just back to being destructive and shit after that backstage talk with Stephanie. His mom, the Miz's mom was like, oh, well, she was doing a great job acting as though she thought her son was getting hurt. But then the dad was just standing there completely not reacting, barely even reacting to any stuff that was happening to the Miz. It was like,
The dad.
Oh yeah, it's 420. It's late 420, dude. Oh yeah, that's my son. He's the one getting his ass kicked.
The dad. It looks really weird.
He looks like he's
Yeah, he looks like it looks like WWE picked up a homeless guy just to put into the arena.
He literally looks like he looks. He reminds me of someone I forgot. An actor or something. Kind of reminds me of Peter Griffin if he had a beard and long hair. But then again, I don't know. What about you, Flo? What'd you think of Randy Orton showing his psychopath again? Because I really missed it, and I love it.
So far of him showing his psychopath and just and disrespect his Miz, his parents, and his hometown of Cleveland. Pretty awesome, but at the same time, messed up. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, I think it was really messed up how he just because Miz is going to be out of the WWE for a while now.
Yep.
Because that, I think isn't it because he's also getting married?
Yep.
I think because he's engaged to Maurice, and they still haven't gotten married.
Yeah. I think Zach probably knows that.
I don't know.
It's still a mystery in how the Miz even got Maurice.
Yeah, I don't even know. I think she could do so much better than him, in my opinion. But still, the Miz is the lucky guy to have Maurice, And but what I was saying was, the Miz is going to be gone for a while, and I hope when he comes back, he's a heel, and because I'm tired of seeing him in WWE as a face. Now, what happened next, Zach?
All right, next up on the stage, we saw Paul Heyman in a wheelchair talking about his victory over CM Punk, and Ryback announcing he's the new Paul Heyman guy, and Paul Heyman even kisses Ryback on the cheek.
That was the gayest moment in WWE history. But then again, I also think Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar kissing each other and smacking him on the butt, that was even gayer as well. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that, Flo, when Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar was actually gay in reality.
Yeah. Do you remember that, Flo?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah. Just kidding.
Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, let's start with Lorenzo. Lorenzo, what did you think of the Paul Heyman segment and Ryback? And what did you think of Paul Heyman kissing Ryback?
Well, when I looked at just Paul Heyman getting close to him, and I just was like, did he just kissed him? And my reaction was kind of, mixed around and say, oh my God, really? There's nothing more for me to say, but I can just say, golly.
Yeah. Because when Paul Heyman even said he's a beautiful man, that was just gay. What about you, Zach?
I saw that and I was like, oh, good Lord, what are they doing? I mean, at first I was thinking, what the frick is going on with this segment when Ryback said, I'm Heyman Foley, even though we know what his gimmick is. And then that? I mean, I even went on Facebook today and saw a meme saying better love story than Twilight. I mean, really? They gotta put that annoying overused caption over that kind of segment and put it on the internet? God damn.
It was just stupid.
This
It was
whole
a gay moment.
captioning it, Twilight, that phrase has been overused.
Exactly. What about you, Corey? What'd you think?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, though. Regardless, how Paul Heyman's gonna do. He's gonna use the wrestlers and then fuck with them and use them behind them. But with Ryback, it's like, no, he wants to be dominant again. He wants to do that. And, Kurt kind of sucks, man.
Yeah. I think Ryback is Paul Heyman's new client.
Yep.
You know, and I think the reason why Ryback is with Paul Heyman is because we all know Ryback is horrible on the mic. You know, I agree with Zach. You know about how it's ridiculous how Ryback's like CM Punk's a bully, but then he's the one that has been bullying everybody.
Everybody has to.
And I just hate it when he's like Ryback rules. I'm like, dude, you're horrible. Like, you're just stupid. It was a stupid, dumb decision that WWE did. But either way, we'll just see what happens. What happened next, Zach?
Alright, in the second to last match of the night, the Usos won a triple threat tag team elimination match against the Real Americans and Tons of Funk to get a future WWE tag team title shot.
How many times have we seen the Usos go for the WWE tag team title shots to be contenders? How many times have we seen that?
So many times.
Yep.
And it's crazy.
All right. Now, Zach, what did you think of who was the winner again, Zach?
The Usos.
Now, Zach, you have to back me up in this because obviously we've seen the Usos win, and they never get a title shot, and when they deserve one. I think they need to be WWE Tag Team Champions. What do you think?
I'm not surprised that they won. It's better than seeing tons of junk or the hypocritical Real Americans group winning. But I'd much rather see the primetime players get another shot rather than the Usos, because primetime players deserve more, seeing how much more respect they're getting than the Usos.
Yeah, I agree. The Usos deserve it. What about you, Flo? Are you as well getting annoyed that the Usos are constantly just fighting for the number one contender spot and they never get it?
Yep. Because, since they have debuted 3 years ago, back in 2010, they should have already been tag team champions a long time ago. Have them just constantly winning number one contender matches, and every time they get a tag team title shot, they always lose. And they're going to keep on losing until, as Zach will say, God knows when they're going to be tag team champions. They're just completely messing over the sons of Rikishi.
Exactly. And we all know Rikishi is a legend, and I just really hate how they're using the Usos to be a complete joke. What about you, Zach, or Corey?
Well, the Usos did a lot, and they need to be like their father. Like, it's like they taking that shit in vain every time they're losing a championship. Like, about to realize it's like every time when they're about to win, they're always losing. Like, is it going to make it seem like the next pay-per-view, do you think they're going to lose again, or hopefully they'll win? Because it doesn't make any sense, because they don't need to be fucking jobbers on a pay-per-view match. Like, I think they have potential, but, the WWE, once again, is shitting on people. Like, constantly shitting on people. Nobody can't just be winners and then be losers. Everybody got to be either the loser or be the winner. So, hopefully, in the next pay-per-view event, I would hopefully want to see the Usos win the tag team championship, because when I was watching Night of Champions, when my homegirl was calling me, she won the Usos, and I wasn't really sure about that, but the whole thing is, it is what it is, because I feel like the tag team championship titles is not as serious as it used to be back in the days. So I feel like it's a fluke, but then again, let's see who's gonna eventually win the championship. So that's my 2 cents into this topic.
All right. What happened next, Zach?
Alright, and in the final match of the night, Daniel Bryan beats Roman Reigns via disqualification due to Randy Orton's interference. The Shield attacks Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton attacks Daniel Bryan after the match until all the faces of the Raw roster scare Randy Orton away and completely decimate the Shield.
This is a great way to close Monday Night Raw. I really love how the Shield got a taste of their own medicine. What about you, Zach?
Oh man, I mean the match. It's like the match finish was like annoying. It's like every time the Shield's in a match, it ends in disqualification due to interference. It's like, how many times do we have to see that? But then the Shield getting decimated, it was an excellent way to fire up the crowd. Everybody was loving it. Revenge was finally there.
I agree with you. What about you, Corey?
Yeah, let's pay back for what happened on Sunday. They all won and contained their title matches. Like, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins kept, like I said, the WWE Championship titles, and Dean Ambrose is still the United States champion. But however, I think the Shield should already just suffer now, and besides, suffering for other people, I think it's time for them to pay the price. But other than that, the match was pretty dominant. Because, like I said, Daniel Bryan is proven to people that he is not no one to be reckoned with, and I'm proud of him. And it sucks how I didn't get to see him win the championship against Randy Orton. But either way, I'm glad because I had my doubts on it. But my thing is, I like Daniel Bryan because he will prove you wrong. He's not predictable like any other wrestler. He's
John Cena.
Right. In a way, but he's not a fucking kiss ass of the WWE. He has potential. He's not a kiss ass. That's what I like about him.
I agree with you. I really did like it. I did love how Daniel Bryan closed the show. What about you, Flo?
That was a sweet taste of karma for the Shield. Instead of making the Stars suffered what they be doing, they finally got the taste of their own medicine. As for Randy Orton cowering out like a chicken, he's gonna be next. But as the way to close the show, man, I really like when the face roster came to Daniel Bryan's aid and just decimated the Shield, man. And it was just awesome right there. That was just straight up awesome. That's the part I love right there, And the fans cheering on, yes, yes, yes. I love that. And Daniel Bryan proving that he's not a weak link.
Yeah, or a B player.
Yep, B plus.
B superstar. Yeah, B plus. But I really think that this was a great way to close the night. It was a great way to get people hyped up, and it was a great way because even the fans, all of us as fans, we're tired of seeing the Shield constantly attack, disqualify themselves, and just do it for justice, but we're all doing it for their own ego. It was just annoying to see the Shield, and we were all glad that the Shield finally gets a taste of their own medicine. Now we're going to go by each of you and rate how much you would rate the show. What about you, Corey? How much would you rate the show? Let's go 1 through 10.
Give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
A 7? Okay. Flo?
6.4.
Zacharias?
Yeah, I'd also give it about a 7. Crazy segments, but some of the matches were lacking.
Yeah, I'd give it a 7 because of the whole R-Truth Fandango thing and the Divas, But other than that, it was a pretty great show. It wasn't the best. It was way better than last week's, that's for sure. But yeah. So that's all we got to say for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Anything you guys need to say?
Comment, like, and subscribe. Our channel and our personal channel.
If you guys want to see Corey go talk with a Brazilian girl about Brazil, go check out Corey's channel, Ninja BX1, right?
Yeah, it's 101.
Yeah, go check out that. It was a pretty good video, you know. So
Interview documentary at the same time. So shout out to my friend Kimira.
pretty good Raw. Pretty good Raw. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Peace out.